Okay, welcome. South Africa, which you mentioned, they've got a parliamentary system. And many are actually thinking, if we have, Mr. Clark talked about one of the best times we've had in this country, both in terms of the constitution and the system of government, was in the parliamentary system. And they think that, look, what's wrong if we have that now? Do you think we'll do ourselves good if we have it?
I'm an advocate for parliamentary system of government.
Oh.
Reason is that the cost of governance is reduced. For example, in the First Republic, what legislators receive were just sitting allowances. Not this idea of because we are legislators, we must be fed fat as if we are cows meant for slaughtering, so that more meat will come out of it. For example, let me remind you, in the era before the First Republic, in the First Republic period, and when it was parliamentary system, do you know that Chief F.R.A. Williams was a councillor on Lagos Island? Chief Adeyemi Lawson, who joined people in founding EcoBank, was a councillor on Lagos Island. Alhaji Yemi Bashwa, the man is about 30-something years old now, a senior Lagos Island, was a councillor on Lagos Island. A chartered accountant as a councillor. You see, and if we go back to that sitting allowance system, this idea of do or die, that I must be this, I must be that as a legislator, will be out of it. Because only people with vocations that can sustain them, that will come into the legislators.
Is it going to take away all the fact that you still need money to canvass, run, and win elections?
No. For example, if you need money, you see, that's another matter entirely, that we have to reform our electoral system so that money does not play such a big and vital role. But what I'm saying is this. You want to be a legislator out of desire and passion to serve when it is part-time. Not that the whole of your life depends on it. That's what was happening. Imagine Chief F.R.A. Williams. When they were still young, they were already lawyers. All these people that I've mentioned to you were councillors, not even House of Assembly. There was no House of Assembly then. They are councillors at the local level. And what they did, it was during their time that magnificent structure called Lagos City Hall was built. No borrowing from external sources. It was built from the commercial enterprise of Lagos Municipal Transport Service, which local government ran. Yeah, but then they were giving scholarships to indigent Lagos Islanders to proceed abroad to study.
And that you say when it was part-time. But even if we were to even resort to that system again, look at, for instance, what we've done with INEC.
Yes.
Because, you still need a body to supervise elections and ensure things go properly. Yes. Today, as we speak, we have a lot of people who are pointing fingers at the board saying, look, it's not even properly constituted in the first instance, and so yet we're supposed to have progressed further than where we were before. So what's the guarantee that, look, they won't bring this same approach to that process of us electing the right people, even if you have a parliamentary system?
Let me now tell you the basic problem that successive governments are placed on majority of Nigerians, that is not allowing Nigerians to reason as right-thinking people should reason. You see, people who want to dominate you will subject you to poverty. They will deliberately make you to live from hand to mouth. So while you battle with essential matters, you won't be able to, you say, I can't find food to eat. You are saying I should come and be. So a person, that is why I say the converting or the transfer of those provisions in chapter 2 of the Constitution to chapter 4 to make it just, it is the most fundamental amendment that would ensure that Nigerians get their voice back. You say I have freedom to vote, but I am hungry. I cannot think rationally to elect the best candidates because I live from hand to mouth. When small money comes, I'll take. I'll just vote for the person who gave me money. And the reason is problem of poverty. What are these legislative houses, both at the states and at the national level, doing about how to reduce poverty among the overwhelming majority of Nigerians.
You think there's something they can do about that in terms of this amendment?
No, you see, let us leave the constitution out of it. You see, there are a lot of legislations in Nigeria generally that requires amendment. There are a lot of outdated legislations in Nigeria. Have they, for once, sat down in a committee to say, let's review outdated legislation to bring it in conformity with modern reality? For example, there are certain legislation that still talk about if somebody, if a workman got injured whilst working, the compensation is about one ridiculous amount of money. And at the end of the day, somebody loses his life, the total amount he gets from the Workman Compensation Act, either from the Labour Act, is one pittance. So it is not only the constitution that it should amend. There are certain laws that are outdated, that are meaninless, that say form part of our statute book that they should concern themselves with, which will impact possibly on Nigerians, on the life of Nigerians.
But just as you said, I mean, even the ones that are there,
yes,
we don't seem to have taken advantage of those ones.
Yes.
And so, what grounds then are we going to even push for further ones if we haven't been able to stand up to them based on the ones that we can?
You see, the answer to that would be, what are the medium that has this mass appeal doing to enlighten Nigerians about these laws? There are people know about law in Nigeria. Most of them is because you are enlightened. Because probably I'm a lawyer. You understand? But if you look at some other countries, it doesn't matter whether you are a lawyer or you are a journalist or you went to the university or not. Some basic things that inures in their favor as a citizen, they know. But
and they push for it.
And they push for it. The first question is knowledge of your right at the extent of the law first. You see, when they say first reading, second reading, public hearing, how publicized do they make that announcement about public hearing on a particular legislation? It is people like me and you, probably, that will know that there will be a public hearing. The mass of Nigerians don't normally hear.
And we can't attend if our job is full-time on this part. Sometimes you miss out on the public hearing yourself.
In any case, who will be going for public hearing? Somebody that is living from hand to mouth. Somebody that has been so reduced to almost the level of a non-human.
But there must be a way out. I mean, we can't condemn ourselves.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Helplessness.
That's what I'm saying. Now, there has to be conscious effort on the part of those that are concerned, on the part of civil society organizations, on the part of the media, to galvanize Nigerians. Because let me tell you, the media is the real agenda setter for the nation. What you make known and what you make open, Nigerians will lash upon it.
Do you think civil society has failed in this country?
Let me tell you this. The civil societies are constrained by the environment in which you operate. You see, you can't be an island. Since we too are not from Upper Mongolia, we are Nigerians.
But are you constrained?
No, because it is easy for me as a lawyer, because I have a practice. And most of the things that we'll do, whether to go to court, I do free.
But some of the civil society can get funding from international...
we do get funding. But most of the time, when funding comes for a civil society, it is project specific. It is not funding for funding's sake.
So even the funders have an agenda in terms of what they want?
No, most funders have thematic areas. Once what you do as an NGO does not fall within their thematic areas.
Now that's the agenda I talk about.
So, no. For example, some will finance socio-economic rights, some will finance anti-corruption. And over a period of time, they change what they want to focus on. For example, it used to, under the military regime, what the funders were talking about is how to enforce civil and economic rights. In a democracy, you can't be talking about that because Constitution already guarantees that.
They were taking advantage of. People don't take advantage of all that.
Is that what?
People still need to know that because many of them don't.
That is not...
As much as you will if you are military.
No. Yes. For example, under military, in the days of military regime, after you appear on a program like this, the next thing that will be waiting for you outside will be one security man, bring it down your neck and all those things. During military regimes, people will organize civil society, want to organize civil society program. And on the day that the thing is to be organized, the thing is scattered. Everybody goes there. So what I'm saying is this: the final point that I want to make is that if you want to have freedom, if you want to enjoy your rights as guaranteed whether by law or by constitution, you have to be perpetually vigilant.
Adesogunbo Mumini is Executive Director for SERAP. He's also a legal practitioner. Thank you for coming on this morning.
It's a pleasure, sir.
All right, that's why we'll draw the curtains today on the program as well. We thank you for watching. We'll always be back tomorrow. Thank you for watching. Chamberlain, so.
Many thanks. I'm Sulaiman. Let us see you again.